Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tasya Vingga Putri. I want to present about my research. The title is Analysis of American Slang Speaking in the movie Spongebob Movie on the Run. Okay, and the next chapter 1, Introduction, Background of the Study. According to Shear and Agustina, slang is a social variation that is specific and secret. That is, the variation is used by certain groups who are very limited and should not be known by those outside, and the group vocabulary in this slang is always changing. Prayogi said that slang is variety of unofficial language used by teenagers and certain the groups for communicate. Slang is considered a variety that is well known for in the characteristic speaking style use language code that are personal and relatively deep his group. According to Ramalan Nari 2011, speaking is the thinking process and reasoning so that the conversation someone can be accepted and understood well by other or listener. So that the conversation someone can be accepted and understood well by others or the listener. The researcher found a problem where slang is not familiar to many people and people do not know how to use slang in everyday life, and also how to know the type of slang we use. The next, research focus. In order to avoid misinterpretation of the problem, the researcher limits the scope of the research. Researcher analyzed the use of slang in the script for the film in the Spongebob movie Spong on the Run and how to learning slang. Research question how the types and use of slang that found in the Spongebob movie Spong on the Run. And the second, what are the meaning and how learning of slang that found in the SpongeBob movie on the Run. And the next, research of objective and benefit of the research. To analyze research objective, the first is to analyze the types of the slang word used in the SpongeBob movie Spong on the Run. And the second, to analyze the meaning of the slang word found in the Spongebob movie on the Run. The next benefit of the research. There is a two benefit, and the first is theoretical benefit. This researcher will be useful for readers to know more about slang, and the research can theoretically be an addiction for future researchers who are interested in slang. In addition, this research can help readers to know and understand about slang, namely the types and meaning of the slang through the scripts. And the benefit to the second benefit is practical benefit. This the research of the study will add to research insight about slang and provide inspiration for other students who want to develop similar research in the future. And the next chapter 2, theoretical framework. The previous research overview. In the chapter, the researcher explained previous research overview as reference and standards to do the research. And there are some more researchers have investigated the same topic. Each of the has a different subject by using different perspectives, and theory is presenting the topic. This is a previous research overview from Usman S. Solihin, 2013. The objective of the study are identify the slang film, central intelligence, analyze and explain the forms and meanings of each slang. The other from the film central intelligence. Benefit of the research theoretical, the other hope the researcher can contribute to linguistics, especially in the field of social linguistics, which is about the slang above in the study. The author wants to explain the form or type and the meaning of slang. And then by taking this detail and research, the advantage is to analyze more slang in Spongebob movie in films and to get accurate data for this research. And the next theoretical review, theory of analysis. Analysis is an attempt to break down a problem or focus of study in parts or decomposition, so that arrangement of the form of something that is parsed is clearly visible, and therefore its meaning can be more clearly understood of the situation is more clearly understood. By Satori and Komaria, 2014. Nasution Insugiono, 2015. Doing analysis is difficult work. It requires hard work. There is no specific way to conduct the analysis. It's difficult work. It requires hard work. So is the researcher must find his own method that feels appropriate to the nature of the research. And the next, chapter 3, research method, research design. In the general, the notion of the research method is the method that is specifically selected to solve problem posed in a study. This research will be conducted using qualitative method. A qualitative study is defined as an inquiry process understanding a social or human problem based on building a complex holistic picture formed with words, reporting details, views of informants, and conduct in natural setting. By Creswell, 1994. As the qualitative method, this study concerns on constructivism, which needs some understanding to phenomena, theory use, and objective data. Therefore, it needs watching the movie many times to understand the movie well and get accuracy data based on the theory revealed. Then researcher will make it as the evidence of my research. Besides, the research will construct the existing theory. It will prove the concept of the theory used. And the next is subject of the research. The subject is the research is taken from the Spongebob movie On the Run. The script that contains slang are used and the subject. This is an instrument of the research. And then a data collecting technique. In the collecting data, The data were collected using the documentation method. Documentation method is a research conducted by documenting the data related to the taken the topic. First, watching the Spongebob movie in the run it is necessary to do because it is important to get a background knowledge of the study and understand the characteristic and attitude of each character. Due to in this study, we'll analyze existing language phenomena in this movie. Moreover, it also needed to find out whether the movie contained sufficient data that might help research to analyze problem. In the second, downloading the transcript to get accurate transcription. And the third step is the rewatching movie and checking in the accuracy of the transcript. This step is important to be conducted because it helps the researcher to find dialogue containing slang language. For further analyze the dialogues which do not contain slang language are omitted. And the last, organizing and transferring the select dialogues containing slang language into the data set. And the next is data analysis technique. The collected data will be analyzed in the following steps. The first is identifying the data such as word and the sentence that containing characteristic and slang. And the second, discussing the data will be described and explained to answer researcher how the slang is represented in the Spongebob movie. And the last, reporting the finding, and the researcher added some points of conclusion and suggestion. Okay, this is my presentation about my research about the analysis movie, Spongebob movie on the run, and give me a comment and suggestion. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.